We'd like to convert the function y equals x squared plus 12x plus 29 to vertex form by completing the square. Well, the first thing we do is we factor out the leading coefficient from the first two terms. That leading coefficient is 1, so not much happens there. We just have x squared plus 12x. We then want to divide the coefficient of x by 2, and we get a value of 6. We put that in a red triangle because we might need it later. In fact, we will need it later. We're going to square the result in the red triangle, and we get a 36. We're going to add and subtract that last result inside the bracket. So instead of x squared plus 12x inside the bracket, we're going to have x squared plus 12x plus 36 minus 36. We then distribute the leading coefficient, which in our case is 1, only to the last term inside the bracket, the term that has the minus sign in front of it. So the 1 gets distributed to the minus 36 and kicks a minus 36 out of the bracket. And at this point we have a two-parter. We recognize the trinomial inside the bracket is a perfect square, and if you don't recognize it, go back to the red triangle a few steps back. That should help. The red triangle a few steps back was a positive 6 value. So what that means is that this is x plus 6 quantity squared. We also want to collect like terms, like step 2 says, outside the bracket. So this is minus 36 plus 29, which is minus 7. So what we have is 1 times x plus 6 quantity squared minus 7. Of course, we don't typically write it in that fashion. If the coefficient in front is a 1, we typically just say y equals x plus 6 quantity squared minus 7.